back again for another week of BootyCon. Feel excited.
Very.
BootyCon.
I can't contain my excitement. I just have a sherbet bomb in my mouth.
Greetings, Pirate Council. May our tall tales please you. When last we left our heroes, they were fighting for their lives, or if not necessarily their lives, the lives of the attendants of BootyCon, having been interrupted by Stormborn raiders, crashing the party, so to speak, literally and figuratively, as they run about trying to kidnap some of the attendees. The big storm giant, one of the big storm giants, throwing lightning and ice spears around. Pirates gathering up attendees and sort of capturing them with arcane devices and shoving them into what appear to be sort of obelisks that had fallen out of the sky. And as the fight continued on, a clarion call amplified by the arcane resonating with power of conviction and rebellion, and the rapport of cannon fire. A vote for the real captain of La Floridita is a vote for freedom! And a pirate ship float from one of the festival's many marvels rolls into view, its sails emblazoned with the sigil of La Floridita, billowing without wind as if buoyed by the spirit of the proclamation itself. Atop its deck, crew members caught in the fervour of their cause. You see a drow, a woman who's sort of half woman, half horse, and of course, flying through the air, the real captain of La Floridita, the true captain, you all know as Ratty, although he has been going by the name Captain Paulie, which is, as Killian learnt, and I think shared with Paulie and perhaps the others as well, is Reynod with Nesbit on his shoulders and then Ratty in his hat. So it's like three goblins in a trench coat, though a little bit different. And these soars across over the... soar across over the... over the crowd with sort of ghostly psionic wings, made ethereal and ghostly. A haunting mirror of Paulie's own avian grace. And with a spin that defies gravity, they descend from the heavens, pistols alight with arcane fire, unleashing a barrage upon the Stormborn raiders. Landing with the poise of a predator in the center of the arena, Ratty stands resolute, a figure of defiance and challenge, and with a voice very clearly amplified by some kind of magic, air around him crackling with energy. He just says, "You all right, crew?
Many fall
take it
in
from
the
here."
face of chaos, but not this one. Not today.
Took your time getting here, Captain. Most of the work's been done for you.
I don't think taken over from us.
And we can see them now on this map here. Oh, thanks, Niall, for gifting a sub. Can't remember. Because you gifted a sub, we're going to have to start off this session with a magic surge.
Yes!
And because that was gifted to you, I think, Kate, you're going to be the center of this magic surge. Niall, can you roll a D10 and a D100 for me, please, in chat? I think if you give me an exclamation mark D10, exclamation mark D100.
Where
Ooh.
What do we got? We've got rolled a 5, and for the D100 we have a 27. So as you're standing there fighting, I think you have Yama. You have Tempura. Wait, no, Tempura's your son. What's your umami?
I get it. They're terrible names.
And the sort of the cobblestones of the ground beneath you have kind of been broken up, partly by the fighting, part by just over a lot of time, and plants start growing up around you from between the flagstones and the cobblestones of the square here, and even the wooden stage in front of you that Daft Monk was playing at only moments ago starts to come to life with vitality. Plants and vines start twisting out of them, new life, new growth sprouting from it in the ground beneath you. Everything around you becomes centered on you in 100-foot radius, becomes thick and overgrown. Any creature moving through the area must spend an extra 4 feet of movement for every 1 foot it moves. In 100-foot around.
Damn it, Niall. And now enemy is flying, right? So. Nice.
Good news is, it's this big.
Sorry.
Nice.
Yeah, that's great news.
That's amazing.
I could fly, but I used it all up, so now I can't fly.
The bad news is all the people fleeing from these pirates are just getting like slowed down by the large grasses and vines that is now starting to make their way in front of them.
I think there's only bad news, honestly.
Unless
Bill-
you really like plants.
Yeah, I mean, plants make tea.
Exactly.
I was just about to ask, do they look like medicinal or tasty in any way? Can I roll
Or
a check?
just spiky and painful.
Yeah, give me a nature check.
Could I argue for a medicine check? Or a brewing tea check?
Actually, I'll accept a brewing tea check.
Yes. Oh, my awesome Lego dice gifted me with a dirty 20.
Excellent. So you look around, you don't see anything particularly. You see some like someone must have been like smoking some pipeweed or maybe some tobacco nearby, and like the remnants of those dregs had fallen on the ground and have started sprouting up into like tobacco and weed plants. And as you do that, you kind of look down at your tea collection, and you're able to like sprinkle some of your existing teas and spices into the ground, where they instantly start sprouting up as bushels of tea.
Best day ever.
So if you just want to spend your whole turn not killing anything and just harvesting, that's something we're totally open to.
Honestly, likely. You guys just see, I think, Yama's eyes do the anime heart eye things, and his mouth drops, so...
Love that. Well, top of the initiative round. Thank you for that, Niall, for that wild magic surge. Top of the round, the Orly was in a sort of a poison spray area, a cloud kill, if you will. So I'm going to make a Constitution saving throw for him. Saving throw now. I know he has some sort of ring of poison something. I'm not sure that.
does he have resistance?
He might have resistance. I don't think that gives him advantage on.
Does he have it? Does he have it on? Like, is it an attunable thing?
Excellent question.
Sure, it was.
I know it was a ring. It was probably.
I feel like he sold it.
Did he sell
I feel like he would. I feel like that came up, and he was like, "Ah, we don't need this.
He's like, I'm never getting poisoned. I'm just gonna sell it.
I'll just fly out of the cloud."
Yeah.
I feel like, I don't know. I could be wrong.
Make an excellent point. So I'm just gonna check quickly. Especially if I'm about to murder his character, I feel it needs to be like, honest.
Accurate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He His inventory is so long.
His
It's
inventory is wild.
insane.
So many daggers.
I think he may have.
Can you search? I feel like you can search in inventories.
It was definitely some kind of ring, and he's not wearing it, as far as I can tell. So, cool. Con saving throw.
Sweet. Lock him up.
Con saving throw for Paulie. 19. That's good.
Hi guys.
Great timing, Timmy.
Just as he jumped in, you got a 19 on your con saving throw.
Perfect.
When a creature
We
enters
love
the
that.
spell's area for the first time or starts its turn, the creature must make a con saving throw. The creature then takes 5d8 poison damage on a failed save, half as much on a successful one. We were trying to determine if you still had that poison resistance ring. It doesn't look
Nope.
like it.
It was an attunement slot.
Yeah.
Told ya.
Yep. So you would have taken 23 points of poison damage, but you're going, because you succeeded on your con save, you will take 11 points of
Hell yeah.
poison damage.
Our attunements.
I mean, yeah, attunement slots. You gotta make tough choices. You know what I mean?
It was either that or Shrimpy. I pick Shrimpy every day of the week.
Understandable.
Well, everyone has to make choices about attunement slots, except for Rofir, because all of his are steak knife based items. They all take up one attunement slot for him.
What an OP character.
That's right. All his weapons only do 1d4 worth of damage, but sometimes they summon the apocalypse.
Absolute chaos.
Paulie, you're taking a little bit of time to get in. In the meantime, we can go visit on Karu, who is dealing with a couple of bandit captains who are trying to sort of hem and haw him in.
I think I want to hem and haw them myself. I'm gonna just
Karu becomes a pimp.
He's like, hey, so instead of this fighting, no. Eeny, meeny, miny. I think I'll just go for the guy.
You've damaged the guy to yourself.
With enough ale,
Okay, well, I'll go
maybe
for
they
the.
can be inured
I
against
don't
the
know. I feel like I
horrors
never
below.
hit anything last. I feel like I was doing real bad. I will go for that guy. Yes. Cutlass strike. 21.
21 certainly hits.
Good. And I scrolled all the way up to check. I had a Crimson Rite activated, and I'm pretty sure I picked fire damage based off
That's about right.
what's going on. So 12 slashing damage and 6 fire damage to that guy. I'm gonna stab him again.
I just looked at the combat tracker, and I'll be honest, that captain thing really hurts me.
Yeah, we'll get to
feeling
that.
Oh,
Yeah.
aw.
Yeah, right in the feels.
Critical hit on your second attack, Karu.
Cool. Die, please. 20 slashing damage. And then this feels like overkill, potentially. 9 fire damage.
Yeah, how does this look? How do you want to do this?
I think I just cut him in half. Cut him in half, and like the top half slides off, and then the bottom half is like weirdly on fire where
Yeah.
the blade was. And then I just like whirl around on the guy behind me, and I'm just like, hey, yeah.
And you're in
And
your
then
sort
that's my
of
turn.
monstrous fish form,
Yeah.
tentacles
I'm big-
tentacling.
I'm big scary boy. Yeah.
Scary.
I think that's kind of all I can do. So that's me.
Cool. You're also controlling Aveline as she was being captured. In fact, actually, she'd been dragged into the
Yeah.
thing, so she is unable to do anything now.
Was she grappled? She's still grappled, or is she now?
She's now
imprisoned?
inside whatever this thing is, and it seems to be holding her.
Wham. Because she can't do anything then.
We'll go back to Paulie, who took that poison damage like a champ.
Yeah. Yeah, but still very, very hurt. So Paulie is going to have have a shot of his hat whiskey. Just a little You know, just going, oh, you fucking ice giant prick. She has a quick little shot, and that will activate his Amulet of the Drunkard, which gives me a great healing potion.
Yep. As you come
Hell yeah.
flying out of this poison cloud, you're imbibing more poison, but tastier poison.
Correct.
Into your belly. You can see below you, it was like exploding out from Yama, thanks to Niall's gifted sub. The ground is just being overrun by growth.
I'm
All the
always
cobblestones are being
excited for
pushed
Yama
aside.
explosions.
Green shoots and grass and vines are just erupting out of the and destroying, mostly destroying parts of this.
Yeah, I mean,
This
look,
area.
not what I prefer for Yama to erupt, but like, look, I'm happy with any eruptions from Yama.
Yep.
You're muted. Just because I can hear you.
It was funny, I swear. I just said he's looking very fertile.
Oh, stop it. All right, Paulie's going to fly up and try and hit the Herald again.
Yep.
Beautiful. He's going to basically just dive in with Talon's Wrath and try and pierce this fecker through his dragon armor. No, not 20, baby!
Oh my god, 2!
First roll for me. Let's go.
Hot start.
That hat whiskey has put a bit of lead in your pencil.
Absolutely.
Oh, God.
I love this so much.
Oh, sheesh.
Nothing beats being a rogue when you hit a natural 20.
Jesus.
A few ones in there, though. Reroll that shit.
Yeah, I can roll. I'll re-roll the D8 at the end there. The pierce a critical one. Way better. Boom. All right, so that's a fucking lot of damage. That's a lot of damage. I can't math right now. My brain's having a fart. Plus the 7. Gonna literally have
So
to
is
get
it
a
the
calculator.
32 plus 37?
Yeah,
plus
plus
6,
6.
effectively.
Plus
yeah.
6.
yeah.
75?
Cat, speak up.
75.
75?
I don't math good after an 11.5-hour shift.
Yeah.
That's
So-
fair.
Do you want to
I don't
describe
have
to
good
me
full
as
stop.
you fly through, drinking hat whiskey with one hand, rapier in the other, emerging from this gas cloud, how you
I feel-
destroy the
yeah.
armor on this giant?
I feel like what Paulie would do is as he comes out of the gas field, as he's like basically just shot himself towards them, he's just gonna pop the top of his hat whiskey, and then just as he's got like Talon forward, he's just gonna let the liquid go into his mouth like Popeye with spinach, you know, and gets reinvigorated. Yeah, that's it. And then just like let it hit, winks at the non-existent camera, and then just stabs right into the armor of the Herald.
Perfect. The armor, sort of made out of that rock dragon statue, shatters, and pieces of the rocks kind of fly off into the grass on the ground there. As this guy would probably fall to the ground and land in the grass itself. He's a giant though, so it's not a very big fall for him. As he lands there, and I think that's your turn, right?
That is me.
Okay. Alright, we've had Karu, we've had Aveline, we have Bandit Captains. This Bandit Captain can't get to... Because of all the growth that's happening, he really can't get to Yama. He's just going to try and attack Umami.
I might use a reaction.
Okay.
Oh no, I think his AC is really shit. Yeah, I'm not gonna bother. Sorry, mommy.
The Just 5 kill him? 5 damage?
Yeah, he was only on 1.
Ah, poor Umami then.
He just turns into like radiant light dust and disappears.
Having done that successfully, the pirate is kind of a little bit confused, but this isn't his first rodeo. But he is going to try and like walk towards you. But it's not just regular difficult terrain, it's like double difficult terrain. So I think he can only really move 10 feet at best. He's just like struggling through these vines and roots that are starting to come up out of the stage where Daft Monk was just playing, and he's just it's catching the roots are kind of catching him on his boots every time he tries to take a step. He's having to push these tea bushes out of the way, and it makes it very difficult for him to get closer. Someone who just saw his friend die is not super stoked about that, Karu, and he's going to yell at the other pirates to like who are sort of gathering up petitioners and locals. It's just gonna be like, ignore them, grab the fish thing, and they're gonna come. He's gonna essentially use his turn to order them to come at you.
Karu is deeply offended by being called a fish thing.
Right.
Oh wow, it's a party.
There's a bit of a party.
In Shaun of the Dead. They're all just gonna wail him.
Does an 18 hit your AC?
Meets beats.
These guys aren't particularly strong. They come in, cutlasses whirling through the air, trying to sort of surround you and getting close. You're going to take 6 damage, slashing damage, non-magical, as they just try and kind of gather around you and dogpile you a little bit there. Okay. From the depths of all the vines and things kind of below you, the giant's landed in them poorly. He's looking up at you with he's pulling out his sort of ice spears. He looks up at you out of the vines and growth and the sort of heavy grass that's growing here on the edge of Yama's aura. Big, thick, black tentacles shoot up and try and grab you. I'm going to need you to make a dexterity saving throw, please.
Sons of bitches. Natural 20!
Oh my god.
What? You are blessed.
There you go. All right, you are not grabbed by this nonsense.
2 in a row, let's go! It's going to be ones from here, guys. You ready?
I think if your next roll is a 20 as well, all our enemies just die immediately.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
fair.
Yeah, that's a rule.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 3 in a row, is it?
Uh-huh.
Yama, you are in the thick of it, literally and metaphorically.
How's Killian looking? Were you looking all good?
Oh, I'm looking better than.
All right, you're super hot. We get it.
Yeah, I look fantastic.
Was that giant killed Dan, or did he just fall to the ground?
He's just on the ground now.
Okay. I think what I'll do is I'm gonna cast Sleep. I'm 90 feet away, which is perfect. So I'm gonna cast it at 3rd level, which means that I can roll 7d8. And if its hit points are less than this, it falls asleep. Here we go.
Is it bloodied yet?
Yep, it's bloodied.
Sweet.
35?
What's the range on sleep?
90 feet. It's within.
Oh yeah, because it's within the 100. Very good. 35, you say. The spell seems to have no effect.
Damn it.
Ooh.
Shit.
Right, it's a good indication of how much more I got to kill the thing.
Yeah, I guess it was worth a shot. I figured because you hit such like a big hit, I'd be like, now's my chance.
I killed the armor. We had like one of the stone dragons as armor.
Oh, right. Damn. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba. I really don't have anything else I could do. I might start moving. 5, 10. Are you saying I can move half or less than half?
A quarter.
Quarter.
But you can round it up.
Yikes, that's like, okay, 10 feet.
The half and then half again, effect.
No, I think I'll stay where I am next to Killian. And end my turn.
Okay. Alright. Guys, kidnapping will fall. Killian.
Going to. All right, I'm gonna drop my dagger and my rapier. I'm gonna pull out my longbow because I have a +1 longbow in my inventory for some reason.
Sure.
And then I'm gonna look at Yama and be like, "Fuck happened to the floor?" But then before Yama can say anything, I'm gonna like flap my wings and shoot up into like diagonally up into the sky. So I'm gonna come ahead like to over here.
What's your fly speed?
Yeah, I'm gonna like 30. So 5 up, and then I can go even further. So I'm above all. I'm gonna go here, but like 10 feet up, so they can't reach me. And then I'm gonna, with my bow, take aim at this big dude over here. And I'm gonna roll to attack.
Alrighty.
It is 23 to hit.
Do you get advantage because of your Tensor's transformation?
Ooh, don't I? Do that again.
23.
Still 23. Yeah, 23 for 3 plus 2d12. 6, so 9 damage to that guy. And then again, roll that. Natural 1 to hit. Oh, well, never mind. We're okay. That is 18 to hit for 9. Plus 19 force damage. So 28 force damage.
Very good.
35 damage total.
Which we know was not enough to put it to sleep, so
No.
has some health. So Killian
Yeah.
jumps up, flies forward, leaving his dagger and rapier on the ground next to Yama, pulls the bow out, and starts just letting arrows fly as it flaps through the air toward.
I'm just like fucking gunning it. But like in an arc. So I'm not going to take any opportunity, and I'm definitely avoiding that poison cloud.
Yeah.
And I'll end there. Oh, as I'm flying, I'll also yell out, "Oh, I'm coming, Captain! I'm coming!
Oh, faster, please!
I'm trying!"
As you yell, "I'm coming, Captain, I'm coming," you just hear, "No worries, matey. The real captain is here." And as the real Captain Paulie flies in, you
They're
see
gonna hurt me so
a
much.
number of sort of explosions go off over the giant's body, and Well, actually, let's see. He's gonna attack here. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
The real captain. It just hurts. It hurts so much.
Lucky.
He's gonna roll way better than we are too.
I don't know. In terms of natural 20s, I think our real captain.
So
The
I think
best.
you all know that, you know, Gillian and Paulie softened this guy up. But
Oh, fuck off. No way he fucking killed it.
He's gonna kill Stilly.
you see small explosions go off across the frost giant's body, like a and then the real Captain Paulie kind of lands, and you see him do a flourish and put the rapier away. And as you hear it go clink back into the scabbard, the frost giant falls over, seemingly
So
dead.
much. That's even worse.
And he yells, Fiera, Diana, rescue the attendees. Never fear, BootyCon, La Floridator is here. And you see, you know, jumping off the wagon at the far end of the square. Diana and Fiera have sort of entered in and start making their way, sort of fighting their way through to take out some of the pirates down here. Know that Reynard and Nedbit are in the nonsense. Alright, this giant. Dead. For those playing at home, he only had 16 health left.
Oh man, I could have killed it.
Fumbled the ball.
If I could have gotten to it with a rapier and a dagger, I would have killed it.
Sure. You didn't.
I know. I can't fly fast. I needed haste.
Or
3
ranged
times.
spells, perhaps. I don't know.
I can't cast spells in Tensor's transformation.
Oh, yeah, true.
And all of my spells that could have done the damage would have also killed Paulie.
Yeah. Paulie, because you start your turn in Evard's black tentacles, I need you to make another dex saving throw, please.
No worries. Come on. Number 320. No,
Not
12.
the tentacles.
12 is not enough. You are clutched out of the air by these tentacles and are restrained. And you're going to take 6 bludgeoning damage.
This makes like it worse, to be honest. You know, it's probably like, hey, that's a kill steal, and then just gets like dragged into the ground.
Yeah, and then like as you're being crushed, you just hear, "Don't worry, my fine feathered friend. The real Captain Paulie shall save you."
Oh man, can I can't do anything, can I? I was restrained.
You're restrained, so there are some things you can still do. Your speed...
Can I shoot the bird?
Sure.
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Your speed
I already thought
is
about
0.
it.
Attacks
Yep.
against you have advantage. Your attacks have disadvantage, and you have disadvantage on dex saving throws. But you can use your whole action to make a strength or dex check.
I'll do that. I'll do a
try
dex
and
check.
free yourself, yeah.
Fuck!
No, no.
The twos.
ST ruggling.
Knew it'd be bad. I knew it'd be bad. 2 20s in a row. I was like, well, it's fucking 1 from it.
So that's your
And
action.
the 2's
and
just a
then
slightly less shitty one.
Your movement is 0. Any bonus actions?
Is there any? There's nothing close to me, is there?
Well, there's
No
the person
enemies.
concentrating on the spell.
Who's that?
The drow mage that is flying around.
I'm gonna try shoot them.
The shot with disadvantage.
Oh, fuck me. No. Natural 1, and that means my gun's clogged.
Oh no!
We're going tits up.
Wow.
At the side of this, Killian looks at the other bird and goes, you know what? Maybe.
Oh my god.
What's that?
No loyalty.
What was that?
Julian looks at the other bird and he's like, you know what? Maybe he is the captain.
Oh, dude.
This is very out of character for Paulie. Maybe he's been
Yeah.
swapped.
I
think-
love
yeah,
that.
so what is
You're
it? Yeah,
incredibly
one-
lucky until the real Captain Paulie shows
Yeah.
up, and then he just it's like domino, just drained of all your luck stat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so clog the barrel. The barrel's clogged. I'm gonna fucking unclog it, which I don't know. I don't know what the procedure is for
I
that.
think it's just like over a short rest or something. Like you just can't use it until you fix it.
Yeah. Fuck.
Oh,
Well, because I've now got all these new friends coming to get the fish boy, I'd like to use my Ring of Sunken King to whomp the bandit captain that called them all over. So I'm guessing that's just a grappling appendage attack.
sure.
Yes. Oh, wow.
Oh my
you-
god.
The luck continues. Just gonna double check that actually was an attack roll. Just see if I can get out of it. Okay, no. Yes. All right. Maybe it's like he goes to hit him really hard, and instead he just like gently caresses his face with the tentacles, and it's this weirdly tender moment of just like, and it's just that like, baby, I'm hot just like an oven, and he's just like, just takes the tentacle back like.
Yeah, I think he's got this. He's got the cutlass up or the scimitar right to kind of block whatever blow this was going to be, and it just the end of it is just sort of like, no.
Oh no. Yeah, and there's like I would say there's like because there's like fucking 4 other dudes, so there's like this awkward they're all just kind of looking, and Kara's just kind of like, and I'm gonna hit him with my scimitar for my other action.
Yep.
Oh god, I had a whole plan and it didn't work. Great, yeah, cool. I hit him with the scimitar. I'm pretty sure. Wow, I wanted to hit him with the appendage.
Getting very
10 slashing damage.
very mixed messages.
10 slashing damage and 4 fire damage, so 14. Yeah, and honestly, Karu's starting to get confused too. He's just like, oh, wait, there's 2 Captain Paulies currently. The one that's not real keeps saying he's real, and we just had a moment, and I actually don't know what to do anymore.
Well,
Also, I don't know if you guys noticed I'm a werefish. Like, what is happening? Also, why is Yama growing plants out of his pants? I'm so confused.
and I mean, there's an added level of the girl he was on a date with just got captured by a bunch of pirates on the other side of the square.
Yeah.
And it looks like Diana and Fiera have kind of shown up to maybe help her, but it's kind of hard to see through all the plants and the people and the screaming and the running and so on. So I think, yeah, Karu's kind of split attention at the moment. It's not great.
Yeah. Actually, I still have my movement. I wonder. I just start running away. Wow, this is a big map. I'm just going to say
It's
that now.
huge.
Oh, wait, no, 55. I can do 55 feet.
I mean, I semi-regret it, but I don't at the same time.
I'm going to open up myself up to attack of opportunities from the 2 dudes that are in range, and I'm going to
Yeah, they don't hit.
run away.
Go.
And I think as I run away, I do kind of glance back and maybe look longingly at the dude I just weirdly caressed with my tentacle.
Yeah,
And I'm really like,
clutching his
I'm
face.
so confused.
He's clutching his face with his like hand with the cutlass, like, oh, that was really delicate and tender. But he's also clutching his side where you stabbed him
Yeah.
with his other hand,
Kara's
going
just I'm just out here to cause confusion. That is my turn. I'm assuming Evelyn still can't do anything.
Correct. These bandits, one of them's gonna try and get. He's gonna have to try and get close to Yama, and whether or not Well, we shall see. Dagger. 10. Not do it. 22.
Oh, meets beats.
And a 24.
I might use one reaction just to stop one of those attacks. So I'll give myself a +4 bonus AC.
Okay. Yep. So you'll ignore the scimitar for the first attack.
Cool.
And the second attack hits for 6 damage.
Just a regular weapon.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Nothing fancy about
Sweet.
these boys. But they are going to drag people away, although because of all the overgrowth, it's a lot slower. Bandit Captain gonna look from you, Karu, running away, and you look back, and your eyes kind of meet. Your eyes touch slightly for a moment, and he kind of looks around at the other pirates standing around him, like, "What are we doing?" And he's like, "Right, well, pack them all in, eh?" And just gets like a little bit flustered. You know, they're all looking at him like, "So what are we doing? Are we fighting this guy?" And I can't remember the exact super British accent I was giving these guys before. Come to me, but he'll send a couple of people after you, but then he'll kind of turn back to what he was doing with these.
I was kind of hoping he'd follow me. Kari's maybe a little sad, but also confused as to why he's sad about that.
Send
So
mixed
many
messages,
feelings.
get mixed answers, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Fishman today.
No dating smarts whatsoever.
Yeah. So, Paulie, you are being held. Thing. And so in comes this sort of ray of frost at you, Paulie.
No.
Advantage because you are held. I assume a 12 is not going to hit though. Even though you're in the tentacles, you're able to kind of like duck and weave enough to kind of get out of the way of this ray of frost. Maybe ducking into the vines and grass that's growing up. Not loving it, this drow mage. All right, Yama.
Yama's gonna attack that guy that's attacking him.
Mhm.
He's gonna turn around and swing for 21.
Oh yeah.
Sweet. So that is plus some smite. I'm going to also just first level smite too. So that is 17, 27 points of damage.
Oh, we like those.
Love it. Still alive, sadly.
Oh yeah, these captains are
Pretty
they're-
hardy.
They're kind of sergeants, I guess. They're a bit.
Sheesh, a 15.
15 will hit.
Oh. Alright. That is 19 points of damage.
He's definitely bloodied, but still standing.
God damn it. I'm gonna bonus action. Yeah, I'm gonna bonus action activate my ring of the Simic Guild Signet ring. So that is one bonus action concentration to my shield of faith drops. And then I'm gonna use my dash action to move. So 10 feet of normal movement.
Yep.
And then that would be another 10 feet.
Okay.
And that's my turn.
And he gets an attack of opportunity on you.
He does, yes.
1 to hit.
Yes. Oh, it's been my turn, so I will use my reaction.
Okay.
Sweet, so
Bump up
plus
your
4.
armor. Cool.
Yeah.
what does that look like as you're sort of trudging through these bushels of tea, like these bushes of tea, tobacco, all kinds of things, as you trudge through?
I think he's looking longingly at the tea, like he really just wants to stop and pick it all. But he's seeing all these people getting dragged away, so he's making move towards them. So as he's like trudging through, and he's like got his eye on them, this like golden like shield, this golden like halo kind of comes down and just blocks the swing.
Mm-hmm. Excellent. The bandit captain, who's been kind of loading Aveline and others in, sees the crew of La Florida rock up and charges in to attack them.
Ooh.
He's in the old 1-2.
Yeah. But can't really make any headway. You see him kind of fighting with Diana in her... she's shifted out of the kind of ape form, or whatever kind of hybrid form she was using to run over rooftops with Karu and Killian. And she's back into kind of her centaur war troubadour form. She got the butterfly wing backpack on, and she's playing some kind of instrument. I mean, I'm not really, off the top of my head, I can't really think of what instrument she's doing. Maybe a lute or a lyre, like a little harp, mini harp thing. Seems about right. Killian.
Ooh, D-boards.
Yeah, he's counting out the squares.
Oh, I thought you were like...
Continue moving. Still 10 feet up. I'm guessing this guy over here is the wizard that's got the...
no, it's this guy over
here.
here.
This guy over here. All right, well, I'm going to attack him.
Okay.
Should have let me do it. Attack opportunity on that guy. 20 to hit for 6 plus... 19, 25 damage.
Alright, he's going to make a con saving throw.
All that tenses transformation.
So good.
So he fails. The tentacles disappear. Paulie, you are freed from their grasp.
Yes!
As he's kind of distracted by that. And, yeah.
He's floating, isn't he?
Yeah.
I like to think that the force damage sort of knocked him around a little bit. He got a bit of turbulence.
Yeah, he did one of those like backflips as you hit him.
Yeah, he's on the kung fu line.
It was like the D&D movie where, you know, she's concentrating on the dragon statue or something and just hit in the face by some sort of super arrow.
Yeah, I curved the arrow around it.
Yeah.
And then is there anything on... nothing really in line with the fake captain, is there?
No enemies, so to speak.
Yeah. I wanted to wing him with an arrow. Take his hat and try and take Ratty away.
Certainly try.
Nah, I can't make it look like it's an accident from here.
You're very clearly floating above the above the square.
All right. Well, who looks to be our next major? How far can I attack with a longbow? It's like 150 feet.
Yeah, 300 if you're willing to risk disadvantage, or in your case, not advantage.
A flat roll. Yeah.
I mean, that drow's still alive, but he's no longer holding the captain. Yeah.
Yeah, finish him up.
Yeah, right. He looks like he's our next major threat anyway. Next immediate threat to myself or the captain, so I will attack him again. 23 for 9. And another... 24.
He is nice.
So
Fucking
as you
max
fly
damage.
forward, you see Paulie like being held by these tentacles, writhing away, sort of being crushed as he's yelling obscenities at Ratty, who you haven't. Oh, you met at the Pirate Council. You know it's sort of 3 people in a trench coat, the equivalent of, or like a Rakakuni equivalent, and you come flying out. 2 arrows go loose. One breaks the concentration of the spell, and just as the drow mage kind of looks up at you and rights himself from his shit being rocked, just another one, bang, straight in the eye. The drow pirate wizard flops to the floor.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
I like to think I fired here from like my original position, and then as I was like from taking off, I fired 1 arrow, and the turbulence has like knocked him away, and I led the shot with the next one,
Yeah.
and just like straight through
Backed it
and
in.
pinned him. And then I'll yell out and be like, "There you go, Captain. You should be all right now."
Thanks.
Thank you.
I'm really.
I'll accept your sign-ups next week.
I'm just gonna just say to myself, "This is so confusing. It's uncanny."
It's really hard not to want to murder him right now, but I mean, I really do love Ratty.
He may get murdered by accident.
No, we're not going to murder him. We're going to do things through democracy.
He may get maimed through secret democracy.
Yeah, you
Secret democracy.
a card is like flicked through the air at you, and like you easily catch it with your enhanced reflexes. And it just says, "A vote for the real Captain Paulie is a vote for freedom."
Ouch.
I like to think, even though I like can't cast spells right now, I'll catch it and I'll make it a visible thing that like my body just reacts with.
Oh yeah, you could just like manifest some heat. I bet, just
Yeah,
light it on fire.
yeah, like
Dan, I know you're not trying to hurt me,
Oh, I am.
but it's
baby.
working. But it's working. It's working so much.
yeah, like a little bit. Like I just I burn the card away in my hand while staring at him. Like,
Very good. It's the real captain's turn.
Uh,
And he looks so cool, doesn't he? Look at his little
he needs to
token.
move into my path. That's what he needs to do.
Such a cool little pirate
I
captain.
mean-
It's an awesome token.
And he sees you like you've been like just released from the clutches of these tentacles, Paulie, and a card is flicked at you, and it's got a little bit more heft to it. It's got like a silver coin, just like taped to it or like glued to it, so it like flies quite well and just kind of pings off your beak and onto the ground. It also just says a vote for the real Captain Paulie is a vote for freedom.
and I uncanny dodge that. I will use my reaction to uncanny dodge that shit. I will happily use my reaction to dodge that.
And he like you can see like the Nesbit in the bird mask that's like had some illusion magics to it to kind of like make it look more realistic. When you saw it, it was definitely like that kind of plague doctor look. This with the wings, like it's a full production clearly that they're wearing here. And the amplified voice of Ratty is just like as you dodge out of the way of the card with the silver, he says, "Sign-ups for La Floridita starting at noon tomorrow. See you there, chum." And then he wheels and turns to fly towards these other pirates.
Bitches.
It's all coming together.
I can get there.
So
Killian
from
is
the
playing 5D chess.
from the coat, you just see flying out, similar to what kind of struck the frost giant. Whilst he's flying with a rapier, it obviously looks like maybe Raynaud's holding the rapier, but then you see like flung out of the coat are just these small little explosives that start peppering some of the pirates remaining here, and 2 of them go down.
Bugger, I can't get there.
Who else is here? All right. Kira.
Do that.
Doesn't hit. That one hits. And I guess Diana, who's she gonna see? I guess she'll just attack. I was gonna say who does she see in range here, but really not anyone. Paulie.
Alrighty. Paulie's gonna get up. Oh, that actually uses that part of my movement, doesn't it?
You're just no longer restrained. I don't think you've been.
Okay, cool.
It's let you go, and you're kind of still.
I wasn't prone. Yeah. Okay. Sweet. Yeah. Cool. All right. All right. I'm going to use my bonus action to dash and use my movement to get to Evelina, and then I'll use my action to free her.
Yeah. So she's been kind of pushed into this sort of almost like stone obelisk that's kind of crackling with electric energy, but you're able to kind of reach in, pull her out, and pull off the kind of restraint that was holding her in there. You see a number of other kind of scared, paralyzed people in there as well, but you're able to pull her out and free her, and she goes from having kind of a slack-jawed face to eyes kind of wide, but also they instantly like narrow at the pirates who threw her in there.
Yeah.
And she
Like-
she just gives you a thanks, Captain.
No worries. We need to get the rest of the people out of here.
Anything else from Paulie?
No, that's it. I'll end my turn there.
Aru, you see Paulie pull Avelina in her crop top and knives out of capture device.
Yep. To add to the confusion that Karu feels deep in his soul right now, he was running to go kill the drow, but he sees Killian like just hammer it with two arrows, and he's like mid-run, he's like, oh! And then he kind of like looks around and he realizes like Paulie is like pulling Aveline out of the thing. He's kind of like, oh! And he sees like, and then he like the ground is still plants around. Yama, and he's kind of like, and so he's gonna turn around.
So many mixed messages.
I'm just imagining literally like just like Kara going this, going around.
And he just kind of turns around, looks at the guys he left. He's like, he goes run, and I'm gonna, yeah, cool. Like, yeah, I think it's there. I'm gonna run to there. And I angle this. I was just looking at it before that I can angle it to get all of them in a line.
Yeah.
I want to use my slippers of lightning riding and just through them, end up on the other side.
These are effectively mooks, so I'm not even gonna have you like roll for it. I think as you just,
I'm just reducing numbers.
Yeah. You kind of run through and just zap through all of them, appearing on the other side. Easily with your high dexterity, easily able to change position and change momentums very, very quickly.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just, and then so that's, I think I used 35 of my movement.
Sure.
30. Yeah, 30. That looks about right. I'll use the remainder of movement to go back to my
There are two pirates still down here. They're kind of moving.
Well, yeah, save them.
What about the bandit captain? He's up here.
Try convince him to like the error of his ways.
I can't like do an attack or anything. I suppose I could get to the. Yeah, actually, I will. I'll get to here and just be like, "Sup, fellas."
And they're just like shocked because they've just seen a bunch of their friends get obliterated, and Is it just like skeletons remaining? Is it just ash? Like, what is the lightning? Is it charred corpses?
I feel like they're just gone. Like maybe it's like it was such high, such high electricity. It's just like they're just basically disintegrated in a white flash.
Now. Yeah.
Yeah. And I will say that Karu does glance over to where the bandit is a little. Just did you see that?
Mm-hmm.
Did you like? Did you just see what I just did? And then yeah, I'm just that is Karu's turn. Evelyn can actually do something now, which is exciting for her.
Mm-hmm.
So she's gonna go round to this bandit, I reckon.
Yeah.
What's his face? Yeah. Oh, damn it.
She can just leap over there, yeah.
Whoopa. I haven't got her character sheet open because she hasn't been able to do anything for a minute. I think she might use her action to garrote him.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll just roll for an attack.
Sure.
Yes. Oh. Okay, that
D20 plus 6 is her normal.
Thank you.
Uh, 12 is not enough, I'm afraid. She's a little bit shaken from coming out of the pod, almost being captured and whisked away.
That's understandable. Good on her for trying. That's, I believe, all she can do.
All right. This guy is going to try and limp towards you, Yama. This bandit who is trying to fight you, yet you're very determined to kind of ignore him.
Just leave.
And he's just like, come back here. Ah! And he's just trying to like make his way through the vines and everything, and just can't even catch up to you. Everything's getting tangled. You're just hearing him sort of shuffle along behind you ineffectually. People are dragging their victim one square at a time. The guy who saw you, Karu, he is... he sees that he's only got like one person captured. And you see him like step up onto the side of this sort of contraption device thing. There seems to be sort of maybe like some handholds on it. And he's up a little bit higher so he can kind of see you over the remainder of the crowd. You see that they've only captured like one or two people. You've kept this guy very busy. And he kind of looks out at the turning of the tide here. And your eyes lock over the crowd. And you maybe it's because of the distance. Maybe it's because you just turned 4 people to ash. Hard to gauge what kind of spark is running between you two. Is it one of revenge? Is it one of love? We don't know. But he slams his hand onto kind of the side of the contraption, and it starts crackling with lightning and starts closing up.
Just the one that he did. It's not like controlling all of them. Cool.
Correct. Yeah, just his one.
I mean, not cool because like there's a dude in there, but you know.
Yeah. Yama.
I just put this little radius thing here, Dan. I'm going to cast Sleep again at 3rd level. So I've got 3, 4, 5, 6. Oops. Nope. 78. And it just affects the lowest HP character within that radius first.
Yep.
And gets as many as possible.
Yep.
Only 28 hit points it'll affect though.
That's fine. These are all relative mooks, so they all fall unconscious.
Oh yeah, good job.
And then Yama's just gonna slowly keep making his way over there. I can move another 40 feet in their direction. That's it.
So all of them and the people they were kind of like looking after or kidnapping, I guess, more accurately. You just see them all flop to the ground asleep.
Alright, well, I might only take my dash action with the ring, and then can I just spend my actual move action picking flowers and leaves?
Yeah.
Sweet.
What kind of flowers do you spot?
I think some of the stuff in his inventory, like you said, has overflowed. And he recognizes some of that as quite like some of it's from the Fey realm. So he's like going for that like special stuff that he like recognizes and is like, oh, I need more of that. It's good.
Yeah, there's some hibiscus that has fallen out and is growing. So he's getting some of that hibiscus flower.
Awesome. Hibiscus, love it.
Cool. This captain, seeing that he's, maybe kind of at the edge of his rope here, he is also gonna like jump onto the end of this thing and hit the button to try and get out of here. But he's gonna have to hope that he survives. Killian.
So, Killian, from noticing what's been happening with these contraptions, he's going to move, I think, 15, 5, 10. 15 should get to it. Can I aim for the contraption?
It's sort of like a big stone obelisk, but yes, you can. Yeah, you absolutely can.
With my force damage as well.
Yeah.
Attack the contraption, and I want to...
It's almost like it's almost like a stone cart that seems to be sort of crackling with electricity, has some runes on it and things like that. But with that force damage, you certainly think you could do something to it, perhaps interrupt whatever's happening.
Roll.
13 will hit.
Didn't... Oh, 13 hits. I'll try again anyway, because I do have advantage. Maybe I'll get a hit.
It's an inanimate object, like it's not hard to hit.
Yeah. Oh, no, I was seeing if I could get... Baiting the 20.
Sure.
And then the pencil damage, so 15 and 3, 18 damage on the obelisk. I'm trying to like just sort of knock it off its axis so it can't be activated.
Yeah, you can see that it still seems to be sort of charging and whirring up, but parts of it are sparking with lightning. Like it's not meant to do that. There's a smell of ozone.
And then with that shot as well, I want to like wing that arrow past the fake captain's hat. Just as not as a threat, but as a oops, sorry. And then scan the room a little bit more. And is there anything big around Yama that looks relatively threatening?
Mostly just that pirate captain that's kind of chasing him, but is being quite ineffectual.
I'll take that off of Yama's back. Nat 20.
Oh!
Ooh, fuck that guy up.
8 and 5 so far. So what's that? 13. Plus, does it? My tensors double as well?
Yeah, so 4d12.
Whoa.
Another 25.
Another 25. So 25, 40 damage.
How do you want to do this?
I'm just going to like fly forwards, shoot the first arrow like past the other Captain Paulie's hat, and like just sort of nick it a little bit, and be like, "Oops!" But then at the same time, like do a complete 180 and just fire another arrow, and it's like dead on, hits the guy right in the throat.
I always think of like like Princess Mononoke when I think of like longbows. You know how like when he's shooting and he's like shoots the guy's arms off.
Yeah.
Oh yes, like, when he decapitates that guy.
Yeah.
Like it is a heavy bow. The only reason that Killian is able to even draw this thing is because he's got that transformation on at the moment. Like he can still draw it, but he couldn't use it effectively at all.
Yeah.
So like accidentally wing the captain's hat and like complete ineptitude or feigning ineptitude, and then does a 180 and just like shoots straight through the other guy, like flicks the bow onto the horizontal and flicks the arrow and like just takes the dude's head right off at the base of his neck.
So
Like perfect pinpoint aim.
yeah, so your arrow, the first arrow kind of flies past the real Captain Paulie's hat and like nicks the hat, maybe even like splits the hat slightly on the edge, and then like clashes into the rock kind of carriage that is capturing people. And so you turn to make the other shot, and you perhaps don't even catch. Everyone else maybe, or Paulie certainly catches it. Ratty, who's like in the hat, kind of shaking a rat-like fist at you. But perhaps you're not looking because you're just zeroing in. And Yama,
I'm like full cool guy moment.
as you're picking, the Fabiscus flowers, there's like the shadow of the pirate coming up behind you to like stab you in the back, and he just kind of the shadow just splits and like the sun parts through again as you just turn around and there's just blood on the grass.
He's ruined my tea flowers that I'm like picking.
No, that guy was behind you. He was far enough away. The blood spatter would have
A couple
gone
of
to the
small carnivorous
north.
plants start like licking the blood and like.
Oh,
I like to
awesome,
think
and I
that,
love
like,
it, but
with my first shot as
Feed me,
well, I like to think that like the Ratty would have like seen that arrow go through, and while he's like shaking a fist at me, he sees me make the other shot perfectly, and they're just like, son of a bitch.
Yeah. Yeah, he turns back, I guess, to the task at hand.
Yeah, his whole display was a don't fuck with us. Like, Killian's a very, very nice guy, but he does have that the hells in him.
Yeah.
So he's just like, don't mess around. If I wanted to, I could get you.
Fucking visit Billy Madison. Man, I'm glad I called that guy.
Oh, that's what I should have done. It should have been like the nail gun axe.
Yeah.
Sticks in his hand, just like, ugh.
Good.
And then I have a little bit of movement left as well.
Sorry.
I only did 15, so I will, since I've like cleared off the main threat up there that was bothering Yama's flower picking, I will move 15 feet to here. So I've like sort of zagged my way back.
Sure. All right. The real Captain Paulie.
Come on, man.
Is gonna fly in. And as he kind of flies in and comes to land, the ghostly spectral wings that were kind of keeping him aloft, see kind of almost like transform into ghostly spectral arms as they just start pulling people out of this device.
Killian looks at this and goes, yeah, that's definitely not Paulie. I've never seen him do that.
Diana and Fiera going to town on this captain. And whilst the device here is sort of crackling away and is starting to close up, runes are starting to light up. This one in particular in the south is sort of, you can see it's somewhat seems unstable, but Fiera just pulls out what appears to be kind of like a whip, or like a cat o' nine tails kind of whip, but each of the heads of the cat o' nine tails are just snakes that are biting this guy. As the pirate who was kind of on the outside waiting to ride this thing away, perhaps, slumps over and falls dead. Fully.
All right. There's only one person left, right? I'll grab that person out.
Sure. Yeah.
I want a snake whip.
Yeah.
Yama would look good with a snake whip.
I think so. That'd be hot.
And then I guess I'll use the rest of my movement now that everyone's gone out of here. Probably like up to there. Actually, no, I'll use everything. So I'll go up the full 150. So it was 145 because I moved a little bit. There, I'll move to there. So I'll use all of my stuff. So I'll use my action and my bonus action to dash.
Mm-hmm.
Whee! There.
I'll send you a picture in Facebook chat, Kate. Everyone who wants to look at it of what the snake whip looks like.
Oh, yes,
Typical
please.
drow snake whip.
Oh.
Oh yeah.
That's sick.
Where's this lady at?
Like, Kara's like,
Humana.
don't let him see her.
Humana. Awooga.
Captain, you're supposed to hide the hot ladies.
I love it. Kara's our Sanji.
Yeah, I mean, he was running towards Avalon, in a crop top, bikini outfit, and then just sees that, like, 2 more women are there. You see Kara's monstrous fish form get a blood nose.
100%. He's so confused. I think
There's just so many people in this battle that he's been, like, attracted to and had moments with. It's just a really free spirit.
I also
That's,
Yeah.
think that he's-
that's how you know it's a true battle. I mean, it's not just a battle of physical.
You're
it's
right.
a battle of mind.
The
Battle of the
emotions are
heart.
high.
Yeah.
yeah.
in my mind, Kara's also the embodiment of, like, hunter who chases 2 rabbits, catches neither. Like, he's sort of like, oh, this one. Oh, wait, no, I have to go over here now. I'm flirting with this
Incredibly-
person. Now I'm flirting with this person.
Incredibly so. Incredibly so. I think he's just gonna take out the 2 mooks, as you call them, that are near him. Well, he's gonna try. So I'll attack the one that's, like, essentially holding that person
Yep.
in the square. Sure. Yes. Okay. Roll damage.
More than enough to slice through and just obliterate this guy.
Sick. And I like to think in this same movement, he, like, cuts through one, he just keeps the momentum going and swivels to hopefully cut through the one behind. Yeah, actually, yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Get
the one
him.
behind you kind of, like, has his hand on the nape of the neck of, like, some festival goer. He's, like, pushing him in. As he's, like, trying to get past you, you just slice into his friend, turn around, slice him, and the person who's sort of being captured kind of falls to the ground. You can see they've still got that, whatever that paralyzed thing on it, but your tentacle can kind of reach down and crush that. And they're able to move again.
Yeah. Obviously not no action economy here, but Karu does, like, put his hand out in a gesture of, like, helping them up kind of thing.
Yeah.
And does his trademark lopsided flirty smile. Because apparently let's just go with everybody. Like,
Yeah.
You know what I mean? One of them has to hit.
what is it? You miss 100% of the shots you don't take, and he's just taking them everywhere.
As this young man who was just, like, partying at this festival moments ago, is just looking up at this hulking beast, werefish beast creature with smoke issuing out from his feet, from his little slippies, who's just, like, cut down 2 people covered in blood. But, the sun's on that right angle, so it's like, that nice, like, Hollywood look, just the hand reaching down to, like, help him up.
Karu forgets that he kind of looks insane
Yeah.
a lot of the time. So he just flirts without remembering, like, you are currently a werefish.
Yeah.
Your teeth are, like, going out at every angle right now. Maybe you don't.
Very good.
Evelyn will... I don't know. I don't think there's anything really for her to do down there. That all looks pretty taken care of.
Yep. In fact, all the major threats are gone. The only thing that you failed to do in time is that one in the northeast.
I know, I was looking at that.
You see it sort of all close up and close together after the sort of the round of him activating it. It's got a couple of people in there, but also a lot of sort of dead pirate bodies around it. Well, actually, no, we established not many bodies left over after Karu's done with them. And it closes up, and then you see it sort of humming with a crackle of electric energy. Or perhaps you even feel a bit of that tingling on the back of your spine, that reminder of the storm giant magic, as you see the runes kind of flash up together, and then they kind of flash brightly, and then there's just sort of a small crater in the ground, and the
Damn.
thing is gone.
4.
We did pretty well.
Yeah, it could have been worse.
A lot
should-
worse.
We should deal with the
better.
real. We should go deal with the real Captain
Yeah.
Pauling.
Could have been better. I could have actually hit Rorty.
Well, Yama's got a bunch of them who are asleep too, so we could like tie them up and maybe they'll give us some answers.
Torture them.
No.
Hey,
Ooh.
No.
don't have to go straight to torture.
Denied.
Just a little bit of war crimes.
We know where they are. We know where they're from anyway.
This much.
Um,
Smidge. A little bit of waterboarding.
the real captain is sort of going around like tending to a couple, like going over and kind of like shaking hands and like helping people up and saying like, you know, oh my cleric will help take care of you. You know, oh yep, just go see Fiora over there. She'll get some healing magic in you. Yeah, Bratty is effectively just going around and like checking on people, making sure they're okay. And sort of assisting in any, you know, in getting anyone out who's kind of trapped or injured at where the festival's at.
Well, he's grumpy that he's doing that, and he's actually going to sulk a bit and be like, "I would have done that," you know.
I think.
Yama's doing the same over in the top left corner. Then he's pulling the people out of the
Oh, you see that?
machine. Well, I'm on the way other side, but yeah, Yama's pulling all the people out of the machine. And can I like inspect the device, or maybe call Killian over to inspect the device?
Sure. Yeah. I think it's some sort of arcanotech. Like it's probably
Yeah.
a little bit outside your wheelhouse.
Yeah. All right.
As-
So he's
as-
just gonna be like, "Oi,
One
Killian."
As
Come have
Killian
a look
like
at this.
glides over, you notice he like shrinks back down to his normal jacked size. Instead of
Normal
extra
jacked.
size. And I have to make a con save quickly.
You get a +3 if you're next to me.
Does not matter. Killian has
Killian just
a
dies.
point of
Just kills over, has a heart attack.
Yeah,
and dies.
exactly.
That's what you get
Yeah,
for
that's
choosing.
it. He's
What a
dead.
terrible character
He's
build.
dead. No, he takes a point of exhaustion.
Oh,
Uh,
weak
which
shit.
is fine. That's what my spell does when it ends. If I don't... Oh my god. Can't get rid of my temporary hit points? There we go.
I'm just seeing a lot of DC 25 concentrations turn up in the chat.
Yeah. Interesting. Anyway, yeah, so I have a point of exhaustion. And I'll have a quick look at this device and make an Arcana check.
To be clear, I've dragged everybody out of the radius.
Yeah. So you've pulled out
22.
all the unconscious people. Pirates. And
That was a
festival goers alike.
relatively high
Yeah.
roll because I don't want to set it off by accident with me inside.
Yeah.
22 on the Arcana check.
Sure. With exhaustion, you have a disadvantage on this ability check.
I can just use a potion of vitality and not be exhausted.
Are
if
you
that's the
doing
case. Wait, do I have 1
No.
point of exhaustion? Where is the exhaustion tracker?
that?
It's
in the
like-
conditions
it-
tab.
Yeah,
Oh, there
and
it
it's
is.
like right down the bottom tells you what they all do.
Okay, here we go. Disadvantage on ability checks. Roll again. Just in case. That's
22.
22 was the bottom roll.
Yeah, this is definitely some kind of like giant rune prison thing. Based on what you saw of the other one that like got away, this appears to take itself and whatever's inside it and effectively like it's almost like a magic circle in that it has a predefined destination. That'll activate,
Ghost.
power up, and then essentially teleport itself and its contents to a particular place.
The way we could take it there.
We could totally use that, yeah.
We could go over there. Potentially die.
I mean, we could team up with the rest of La Floridita and then go all together.
And
Potentially.
potentially kill Ratty. I'm
Why do we
liking
want to
this
kill
plan.
Ratty?
I thought you guys were all. Wait. Oh, not
No,
you,
I love
Killian,
Ratty.
but-
It's just really
yeah.
difficult.
Oh.
Bit of turbulence at the moment.
What of everything he
Karu-
knows. And he knows so much.
Oh, buddy. Karu de-werewolves werefishes at this point, and I think he kind of sees like Ratty going around and doing the whole like politician thing, and like he goes and like on his sort of side of the square is like helping people out or picking people up and kind of like making sure they're awake. And I had this in my head, but I think he just says something along the lines of he's like certain people, and he like pointedly looks at Ratty. He's going to use this as an opportunity to like push themselves as the real captain. But I think it's important to remember who was here first, who put their life on the line first. And I like gesture to Paulie, like
Paulie's like sulking and kicking a can, by the way, while you're doing this.
Yeah, great. I was like, he's like that guy and his crew, which I'm part of. We came here first. We put our lives on the line first. We didn't make a show of it. We just showed up. I think that's important to remember. And he just like and he kind of like says that as he's walking around, and like he maybe starts following behind Ratty. So like as Ratty's doing the thing, he's kind of like coming over and essentially saying something along those lines. But it is funny that he keeps pointing over to Paulie, and Paulie's just like in the corner.
Do you want to give
He's
me
like, look,
He's like real captain.
give me a persuasion check, Karu, in terms of just like either how well this goes over or like your timing on every time you point someone over to Paulie. Like, what is he doing?
Yeah, look, this is gonna go well. But hey, like Karu's gonna do it
It's
anyway.
for the story.
'cause-
It's for the story.
Oh, that's pretty good for me.
17's not terrible, right? Like it's
Like that's two. Like I can't really do much better. I can do two more better than that.
yeah. So
I think.
they look over and like sometimes they're like, oh, they see Paulie, they see the real Captain Paulie. Some people, you interact with, kind of see what you're doing. Other people are just like injured and have just been kind of helped out from underneath a stall or something. Maybe like one person is like, are you just walking after him, telling that to people? You're not actually helping people. At least he's helping people. Get out.
What? I help, and Karu's like, I'm sorry, did you not see me destroy like 5 of those dudes in one go? That's how I help. I'm not good with this medic stuff. I'm just like coming to make sure you're okay.
Yeah.
And then like maybe gets in a little bit of a tiff with this one dude.
With this
He's just
one-
like, oh, come on.
With this one like stall owner who's had his his stall just destroyed.
And just like at the end of it, he's
All
like,
his
what did you
cabbages
do?
Rocked. Yeah.
Yeah,
He's
my
the store
cabbages.
owner that Killian in monkey form like landed on.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and at the end of the fight, Kara's like, "What did you do? What did you even do in that fight? Like, come on, man! Like, you
Cower
can't
in the rubble.
expect people to do this." And then
It's like, I specifically heard the Giants showed up just for him. If he wasn't here, we wouldn't have had this bloody problem.
Why would a giant show up for a parrot? Like, this is like where Kara's going. He's becoming like unhelpful at this point.
Until I think
but
you're
no,
flanked
Killian
by
will-
Evelyn, Diana, and Fiera, who kind of are like, okay, come with us. Like,
Killian's gonna like mosey on over as well and be like, but that guy also says his name is Captain Paulie. Maybe the giant was here for him.
Yeah.
Think about that.
As Kara's getting dragged away, he's like, "Yeah, that's right."
Chaos.
yeah.
But Killian's also going to sit down because Killian's like had an ingenious epiphany right now. Thinking back to but a few months with our Christmas presents, where he got the idea for Paulie's Christmas present, which was a greater being that gave him something in his dreams to help make this Christmas present work. And Killian's going to spend a little bit of time while everyone else is like doing stuff. And he's going to sit down and he's going to reach out to that being. And I'm going to cast divination.
Okay.
Hey there, Sawney boy, flying in the dream so fancy free.
Exactly. He's going to reach out to Sorn. At least attempt to reach out to Sorn. And cast Divination. And basically, Divination, where is it? Put in contact with a god or god's servant. You ask a single question concerning a specific goal, event, or activity to occur. All right. And he's going to say, I don't know your name, but you know the people that I am with. And there is a bunch of people pretending to be Paulie. How do we show them that is not Paulie, and the true Captain Paulie, albeit an idiot, is still Paulie?
Or like, why are you saying, "Oh, being an idiot"? He's like fingering like Shrimpy, trying to like get the gunk out. He's like, get some in his mouth. He's like, ah!
Looks down the barrel.
Yeah.
Yeah, looking down the barrel.
Yes. Yes.
So you said, how? Pull to me what you said. How do
we
show them that
how
this
do we
isn't Captain Paulie?
Yeah, basically, how do we resolve this issue and regain La Floridita, and remove the usurpers? And what I'm trying to do here is trying to get some kind of influence from Sorn, because Sorn knows every single person involved in this.
Mm-hmm.
Whether that's a sign that appears to everyone in the area, because Sorn now has that power, or if Sorn just does something to me.
And so divination is you can ask one question,
Yes.
and they kind of answer in their own way.
Yes.
There's no like success check or anything like that?
Cool. With this GM offers a truthful reply. The reply might be a short phrase, cryptic rhyme, or an omen.
Okay.
He's basically trying to be like, Dawn, get your boys in line. Please. Pretty please. Sprinkles on top. Maybe a cherry. If you could.
So to do this spell, I like to think that Killian's had to like sit down, maybe like, pull out the book and kind of get in a meditative pose, almost like a trance-like
Put out some
state.
black sand candles around him as well, channeling.
And sort of in your mind's eye, you can feel yourself like, half on that black beach, half in the square here, almost like a waking dream like state. And Sorn is almost like standing in the square with you, but like, where he is black sand instead of cobblestones. And there's one of the remaining food tents has like 3 apples on it, and he looks at you, looks at the 3 apples, picks one up and goes, "You only get one question," and throws it at your head, and you snap awake a little bit. And you realize that you asked effectively 3 run-on questions instead of 1. So if you want to reword that for me, Killian, I'll let you try and reword this to Sorn. Because I've got here, you wrote, how do we show them this isn't Captain Paulie, and how do we regain La Floridita, and how do we remove the usurpers? Those are 3 separate questions.
Yeah, it's a very long-winded question of... Yeah, okay.
That's like, I want to wish for lots of money and lots of power and lots of fame and more wishes and, yeah.
All right, I'll
leave that with you, and we'll check in what other people are doing. I'll let you just kind of craft it a little bit more succinctly.
Okay.
And you won't waste another spell slot or anything. It's just...
that's 10 minutes because it was a ritual.
Okay, yeah, cool. That's fine, but I just want you to nail down exactly what you're asking for. Paulie, you're kicking cans.
Kicking cans, blowing into my gun.
Yeah, it's so people around you. You can see, some people are coming together to help. Pulling apart the wreckages, using, lifting debris off people, etc. you can see that the real Captain Paulie is trying to take somewhat of a lead in organizing these rescue efforts. As performative as it may be, as Karu keeps pointing out to people, he is still going around and doing things. And is probably not aided massively by Paulie kind of standing there in the middle of the square cleaning his gun.
I gotta play Paulie how I'd play Paulie.
That's fair. You look over though, Kara, you're able to spend more time though pointing over to Yama, who it seems like is actually lifting people out of, like getting these sleeping people into areas where they're not going to be trampled on. And Yama, you mentioned you're kind of like tending to people and getting them out of these devices.
Yeah, so Yama, I want to cast my last 3rd level spell, which is Aura Vitality. So I'm imagining its healing energy radiates out from me. It's a 30-foot radius, so it's huge. And I can use every bonus action, so every 6 seconds I can heal somebody for 2d6 hit points.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, I think Yama is frantically picking flowers and tea and plants, basically harvesting and moving around that main area, but this is also happening at the same time. So if anything, it's the total opposite of what Ratty's doing, where he's making a big show of it. Yama's just standing amongst the flowers, glowing, and every now and then this like pop of healing light comes down on these like people around him.
Yeah,
I think Karu starts to like.
Oh, sorry.
I was gonna say, I think Karu like maybe out of desperation because his captain isn't quite like. It's okay. He's feeling his feels. Karu's not mad. He's just like, I think he actually starts trying to get people to head towards Yama when he's like, oh, Yama's glowing. That's a good thing. Go to the glowing man. Trust me. Go to the glowing man. You will feel better. Go that way. Go that way. Go that way. I will go over to Captain, I think, and just be like, hey, Captain, what's going on? How you feeling?
Hi. Dad.
Why are you sad?
I don't know. It was good to Ratty. I was
That's
good to
good.
Raynon. I was good to all of them, and then
Why didn't you go talk to them?
they don't want to talk to me.
You don't know that. You should. You know what? You should go talk to them and like, I don't know, work out how to like do this fanfare thing together. Like,
Can you come with me?
I'll come with you. Of course, I'll come with you.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Paulie will shuffle over.
The DM's gone missing. I feel like at one point, to make it better, like Karu puts the tentacle out and like does that, like when like you're walking
the
kids
hand
and you
swing. Yeah.
that definitely happens at one point. They're just aggressively swinging arms as they make their way over.
I feel like we're also doing like flips. Like we'll take turns doing flips.
We may get momentarily distracted on our way over to Ratty and Co. because we're like, wait, stop, no, stand there, okay, and then like Karu will grab like the captain with both his tentacles, both wings, and then like do this like thing and flip him in the air. And then he's like, wait, what are we doing? Oh shit, no, wait, hang on.
Oh, that's right. And then Paulie goes back to being sad. Really happy, like, whee! And then
Kara
like,
goes back to
that's right.
Kara goes back to doing the big arm swings
Yeah.
until they get to Ratty and Co.
So you head over to
Killian
Ratty.
is-
Oh, sorry. Yes, still.
Killian's got his thing ready for when that's ready.
All right, we can touch on that now. So you need to ask a single question concerning a specific goal, event, or activity to occur within 7 days. That's the one, right?
Yes.
Um,
But bearing in mind, Killian is currently exhausted, so he will ramble on a little bit.
Sure.
But the question is in the rambling at the end.
Love that.
All right. So Killian, after copping an apple to the forehead,
A dream apple, yep.
he's like everyone sees his head like visibly cock back a little bit, but nothing's actually hit him. He's like, okay. Digs deep. He's like, Dreamlord, some of your friends are stuck in an internal conflict over who the real Captain Paulie is. I believe the real, air quotations, Paulie, goes by the name of Ratty, but it's 3 beings in a coat. One is a Gith, the other I'm not sure. They were trying to take La Floridita for their own after abandoning your friends while they were in the Feywild? How crazy is that? Anyway, how do I show the Drow priestess... I'll rephrase. How do I show the crew who the real captain is? Even if he is an idiot, he deserves his vessel. I feel like that's a little bit better.
The sort of cryptic message or omen you get back, I guess, like, the dream that you get is you see in your hand like what appears to be almost like an eyeglass or something, and you hold it up to look at Ratty through, and you can see that it almost like strips away all the clothes, right? And you see that, like, you know, it's 3 creatures in a standing on top of each other. When you go to show that to this sort of dream version, you know, you run across the square to kind of show this to the Drow and Diana and stuff. It's almost like you're in molasses, you know, like a good dream where it's always hard to run. But when you go to show it to them, all it shows them is you and Paulie and Karu without clothes. And you get the feeling that the truth of how much of it do you want me to give away, and how much do you want to kind of infer yourself, Dylan, as a player? Because I know, like, I might be being a bit too vague here, but I also don't know how much you want to interpret yourself.
50-50.
Okay. What do you give me an insight check? Killian's pretty good with insight.
All right. Insight.
Okay, that's very good. You get.
I do technically have disadvantage.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Still okay.
With the 16, you certainly get the vibe that the existing crew know this truth already, right? They know who Ratty is. You get the feeling that showing your true selves or being open with the crew is perhaps the way forward, right? And because when you go to show them the eyeglass, the piece of glass or whatever, it's you guys all naked and bare.
Okay.
So yeah, you get the vibe that, or you interpret from that dream perhaps that it's not about, or it may not be about discrediting Ratty, but more about elevating yourselves and being people that, you know, they want to speak to, or being vulnerable. I don't know. As you kind of are coming to on that over the next sort of 10 minutes or so, Paulie and Karu are kind of making their way to Ratty, Reynard, and Nesbit in the stacked kind of superhero costume, fantasy superhero costume that they have put together.
I mean, Karu just kind of like waves enthusiastically at them, even though he may have just been shit talking them a little bit. Is he like?
Yeah,
I feel like he's mostly leading Paulie at this point. Like,
yes.
Yeah.
And I think the figure to the real Captain Paulie turns, and in sort of that voice amplified by magic, it doesn't sound like Reynard, doesn't sound like Nesbit. You kind of pick up that this is perhaps Ratty's voice with some kind of arcane amplification. and the sort of ghostly wings kind of go wide at seeing you. The arms come out, very clearly, kind of Reynard's arms, and like, Karu. Let me get a look at you, and it sort of comes over, gives you a hug, tries to give you a hug if you allow it.
Oh, 100%.
And
Karu,
then
like tentacles and all.
And does that thing where, like, after the hug, pushes you back and kind of looks you up and down. And being this close, you can kind of see that, like, there's the plague doctor mask that, like, kind of gives that impression of a parrot head. But then also there are, obviously, and it, like, this creature's quite bigger than Paulie, because it is Reynard with a gnome on his shoulders. Where you can guess kind of Reynard's eyes are almost at your eye line are like two little slits so Reynard can see with the coat.
Yeah, like Karu waves like at all the eyes.
Yeah. And you see like the little rat sticking out of the hat on top, where there's a little nick, a fresh cut in the hat brim where an arrow had pierced through it recently.
Yeah, nice. I feel like there's a bit of a moment to begin with where Karu kind of forgets everything and he's just excited to, re-engage with people that he hasn't seen for ages. I know, like, I don't think he was on the ship very long with these guys, but he knows them. Mm-hmm. And he's like, did you catch my transformation? I don't think you guys have ever seen me do that before. Did you see me? I'm terrified as a werefish.
Yeah.
Like,
did your tentacles get bigger?
Yeah, and my teeth. And he like.
It turns out Karu's a grower, not a shower. I mean, I was shocked.
at hearing that,
And a shower.
Maybe there's like an awkward bit where like Paulie and the ratty amalgam are not kind of like body languaging each other, but at that comment from Paulie, like it turns and is like, hey, and like, he goes to give you a hug as well, Paulie.
I go hug.
Yeah. And he kind of pulls back and he's like, did you see the wanted posters? I think they were a nice touch.
They were very good.
They can't get my likeness very well, though. They keep drawing you. It's a bit unfortunate.
Yeah, I mean, like, I gotta say on this one, all right, to the three of you, you're all exceptional pirates. You don't have to pretend to be me. You can have your own wanted posters and your own fame and fortune. I know you can.
It's a hard world getting taken seriously as a rat with a rap sheet, like mine. And whilst
I think it's more impressive that you have a rap sheet as a rat.
Look, I have alibis for the Great Lake burning of 85, but I don't have alibis.
That was you?
No, I have an alibi for that.
Karu's just like, holy shit.
Look, it's not anybody's fault that an entire lake caught fire and couldn't be put out by magic nor mundane means for 20 days and 20 nights.
You need to put that in chat, like into like Chat GPT very soon. Just a rat watching a lake burn.
Killian walk over it at the sound of the Great Lake fire and be like, I was there for that. That was kind of cool.
I was not there for that. Honestly, I have like 3 alibis for that, actually.
I was in the middle of that lake. That's kind of where I there was a lot of fire, and then I was on this plane of existence.
I can only imagine.
Whoever did that, I owe a great thank you to.
It definitely wasn't Ratty, but I can only imagine Ratty as that little smug, smiling girl in front of the burning house meme.
Yeah. That's
yeah.
And you can definitely smell the alchemical unguents of Nesbit's concoctions. Like he's got a bandolier across him, but instead of daggers, it's like just little vials of what you can only assume are explosives. But he says,
on that, I have a present. I'm pretty sure I brought back some some fucking gunpowder and shit for Nesbit from the Feywild.
You have barrels of gunpowder.
Yeah. I've got barrels.
The barrels of gunpowder, didn't we put them on the Floridita through Saw?
Oh, That's more likely.
Again,
Okay.
you hear Nesbitt's voice go like, "Oh, that was from you. Hell's yeah, yeah. We got stuck into those."
Yeah, no. I was just thinking, it's only right that you use, like if I find gunpowder, it goes to you, Nesbit.
Oh,
Uh,
you spoil. You hear a little voice of like that gets picked up in the little circle, but maybe not for the wider crowd. Of just like, you spoil me, Captain.
Mate, always.
uh,
Like I said, look, we can do this all together. All right, I think we probably should. To be honest, I mean, together we're unstoppable. Did you see what we all just did then?
I think we make an excellent team, and the only question comes down to who will make decisions for us and lead. And Captain, I respect everything you've done, hence carrying on, your kind of name and furthering your story. But it was a little dictatorship, You were all kind of making all the choices and going, hey, we're gonna go here. I mean, if we didn't go into the Feywild and steal from the carnival and so on, we wouldn't have met Diana and helped, her with her curse and stuff. However, we didn't really get to make those choices. We didn't have a say. So we've implemented this thing called voting and democracy on La Floridita. And you're welcome to join us on our adventures, but we vote for our leaders.
Killian's also just going to chime in really quickly and be like, sorry, at that. We do voting here now. I thought they always did it, but like we do have equal say in what we do. Like us four. And
No. He's right. They're right. I mean, we definitely did things equally, but we did not take in for most of what the other crew said. There was like a niche amount of people. It was kind of like an oligarchy situation with some people running the power and then no one else getting a say. Look, yes, this is Killian, by the way. That handsome hunk of a man over there is
hand
Killian.
is just like out waiting for a handshake.
Yeah,
Paulie's just started talking. He's like,
a Gith hand wearing like feathered vambraces like shakes your hand.
hell yeah. And then Killian will be like, so I believe, I know that there's 3 of you because I magic and, anyway. But one of you likes explosives?
Oh yeah. We're big into that.
Killian's just gonna like throw a fireball into the sky.
Some of the
Like,
the crowd cowers in fear, thinking another attack is happening. The other half of the crowd still ready to party. You're like, whoa!
Killian's just like, I also like explosions, and his eyes go wide.
I think at that, the real Paulie, the real Captain Paulie in quotation marks, pulls a couple of the like vials from the bandolier, throws them up into the air, and then just as quickly, draws a pistol and like shoots them out of the air, and they also explode in sort of different colored explosions. And then one of the buildings catches fire, and he's just like, "Oh shit!"
At that, Killian will be like, "How flammable are those vials?"
Incredibly so.
Throw one as high as you can.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna fireball that vial in the sky and make an even bigger, colorful explosion. And be like, I think we make a pretty good team.
For a moment, like it was heading into like maybe the evening, the light was fading, and then just all of a sudden there's a new sun in the sky that lasts for like a few seconds, illuminating everything. There's sort of a look of, between the eyes that you can see in the Paulie helmet, in the Plague Doctor mask, kind of looking at you. There's certainly like an admiration in there for the finer explosions in life.
Yeah, Killian's like, I think we make a good team. And well, I can't shake all of your hands, but it is nice to meet you officially, and under much nicer circumstance than the last time when I kind of tried to interrogate in front of people.
Look, that's fair. That kind of loyalty to Captain is certainly appreciated. I can see that you're just trying to stand up for him. But I mean, you're certainly more friendly than the last guy they left with and didn't return with. And more handsome, just like incredibly so.
Flattery will get you everywhere. Like you know just how to pull on my strings, all right? But I spoke to the other guy before. That with me sitting on the ground over there when I got hit in the head by something, an apple hit.
Oh, he threw something at you? Yeah. That sounds like him.
Really, really nice guy, but yeah, a bit broody.
Yeah. Did he give it? I still think I'm hearing snoring, but it's just a.
Yeah, he came to us in our dreams at one point, so I don't see why he wouldn't have done it to you.
Yeah.
He's from what I can tell, he is very fond of every single person that he crossed paths.
In his and he displays it in his own kind of unique way, I feel.
Yeah, it's interesting way, but yeah, good guy. Well, eerie now though. The power I feel from that guy, terrifying.
Tell you what, let's put aside votes and democracy and discussions for now. We've got one more day of BootyCon. Let's get this main stage back up and running, and we can address all this hungover tomorrow.
Sounds good to me.
Hell yeah.
I'm okay with that. And at that, I'll pop the cork on my potion of vitality and chug it. So I've got I feel energized again.
Yeah. So we kind of pan out as people, as the crew of La Floridita kind of comes together. Paulie and the real Captain Paulie perhaps kind of working together a little bit to get food stands back up. Haru, I don't know, what's your specialty in terms of are you helping people? Are you rebuilding the stage? Are you...
I'm doing all of it. I think I'm going to continue that ADHD confusion that he had in the fight, and I think he's doing everything. And maybe it's not actually helping.
I like to think you're climbing up things to pull, the roofs of stalls back up and pull lanterns back up, but then you're getting a lot of Avalanche oh, Karu, can you please string this up for me? And then Fiera's oh, Karu, can you help me take these people over to the tent?
100%. Yep.
And the banded captain's twitching on the ground, still dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although he got away, didn't he?
The one that made eyes with Karu got away.
The one that got away. The one that got away.
And I think Diana is also pulling you in other directions because she's we're trying to wrangle up the musicians and find can you help us search for Daft Monk I think got crushed by the giant, but if we could find someone else, whoever was going to go up next. Yama, what is your kind of main focus? Obviously improving the vibe with your healing aura.
Yeah, Yama I have an active condition poisoned. I'm not sure how that happened, I can't quite remember, but I imagine it happened sometime during the battle. Perhaps he's trying to refocus his spells. That's something tomorrow that I can do is learn that spell, but maybe he's tinkering with the herbs that he's gathered and looking for some medicinal properties. And at the same time brewing from his teapot, that fancy ass infernal teapot, which just gives everybody extra healing as well. So he really is the refreshments team as everybody's working hard. He's kind of pitching in with his strength, but also just bringing around cups of warming tea.
Yeah. Excellent. And eventually, with Diana and Karu are able to find one particular band, or a group of elves, and they come up, and Diana starts getting some music going, and it just as we kind of pan out of this scene, as we close out for this evening. You just hear, how can you see into my eyes like open doors, leading you down into BootyCon, where I've become so numb, and just Elvanescence goes crazy. The crowd starts getting into it. They're sipping magic teas. Paulie and fake Paulie are kind of, working the backstage magic. Or the back, like getting people excited again. Killian, I assume there's some pyrotechnic action.
Firebolts going left and right
to pump up the crowd, and eventually there's probably a semi-exhausted Karu hanging out, maybe even collapsed on a rooftop, whilst Diana, Fiera, and Aveline are just kind of like sitting there watching the rest of the show, eating popcorn.
He ruined his shot again.
Yeah.
He went too hard and then he fell asleep on the roof.
I feel like Killian with his firebolts accidentally like hits one seagull.
Oh
It's
yeah.
like for one of the ones that just drops. He's like, ugh. Throws another one. He's like, yeah, that didn't happen. No one saw it.
100%. Well, I think that's
Some
it for our
random guys
second,
like holding a drink.
second day of BootyCon. It's 9 o'clock. We're gonna call it there and get everyone to bed. But I hope you had fun.
That was great.
Coming
was
together as a
good.
team. And we will resolve, I think, next week. We'll have the final kind of almost like a skills challenge, or sort of almost like a downtime skill check of, are you going to get the remainder of the votes you need, Paulie, as you rejoin the crew? There's, you see other new crew members kind of being added, but there's the core ones, and we'll try and resolve like how that decisionist stuff works as well. See if you can take over La Floridita again. Lead them to victory. There's still, of course, the Storm Giants problem to deal with, and they have some prisoners that they've stolen from BootyCon. Not great. There is the Hobgoblin army, or navy, I should say, starting to help the Royal Navy taking over islands to the far west. Karu still has secrets he has to deal with in terms of this, things about earrings and giant fish people and so on that have yet to be fully revealed. And Killian, you are moments away from securing a important chess set, which means your main job of what you're trying to do here perhaps will be complete. What will come next? We will have to find out next time on the D&D Pirates. But that's it from me. I'm going to go eat some snackies. Good night, everybody.
Yeah. Bye.
Hells yeah.
Hell
Nice.
yeah.